Persona 4 Arena Ultimax!
What's up, fighting fans? Or maybe not fighting fans. Maybe you're actually a nerdy JRPG fan. I don't know which one you are. I'm not here to judge your life choices. What I'm here to do is to play through the story of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Blind. I haven't played through it before. I don't know what's going to happen. If you are not familiar with Persona 4, you probably shouldn't be here, because you're not going to understand a lot of what's going on, and it'll spoil stuff in Persona 4, and Persona 4 is fantastic, and you should take any means necessary to play it. But don't actually do that. If you go and like rob somebody to get a copy of Persona 4, don't put that on me. But anyway, I will give a very brief recap of the first Arena game for any Persona 4 fans who are not familiar with that one. To do it really fast, a earlier version of the shadow suppression weapons, like what Aegis is from Persona 4, called Labris, an earlier generation model for Aegis, is stolen by an unknown party. And when the shadow suppression team, Akihiko, Mitsuru, and Aegis start to close in on them, along with Naoto for some reason, the kidnapper throws Labris into the TV world in Inaba on the same week that Yu Narukami is coming back to visit his friends on vacation. In other words, our villain is going to have a bad time. They manage to rescue Labris, help her face off against her shadow, and awaken the power of her persona. And now, we are going to be, presumably a couple of days later, the last thing that we saw was Labris leaving with the shadow investigation team to go and help them. Shadow Investigation team, I've mixed up the two teams, leaving with the Persona 3 crew to go and fight shadows, and the Persona 3 crew telling all the guys from Persona 4, like, hey, you guys were helpful, but you're just kids, you shouldn't get involved with this sort of thing, just forget you ever saw this. And they're like, okay, and then the Persona 3 crew drives off, and you and Yosuke are like, so we're investigating this, right? And they're absolutely. So, in other words, this is shaping up to be the best Golden Week of all time. Now, I didn't actually play the first Arena. I just watched. Well, I should say that I watched a friend play through the first campaign, and I've never really been a huge fighting game guy. But I did spend a decent amount of time before I started this recording learning all the mechanics. So hopefully, I won't embarrass myself too much. At least, I've never been a big fighting game player, but I do understand how they work, and I've got a pretty good grasp of how this one works. So hopefully, when we do get to the fighting and the gameplay stuff, I won't just completely look like a total scrub. But anyway, we're really here today for the story. I'm not going to be showing off any other features from the game other than this, at least not in this series, because I like to support the full release and not, show everything that the game has to offer. So if you're interested, try and go out and pick up a copy for yourself and support the official release. But anyway, let's get started with Chapter 1, A Mysterious Guest. Wait, hold on a second. I read about this, there's auto mode. I don't think it's on. I should be good. Well, if somebody starts fighting for me, then I guess I'll know that I have auto mode on.
So you will not require our assistance. Is that correct?
Very well. In that case, there is nothing more to be said. As for your presence here, this room is ordinarily only accessible to those bound by a contract.
Is that a different voice actor for Igor?
You are fated to refine your power. You will most definitely require our assistance, eventually. Until we meet again, farewell. Most intriguing.
Are you certain about this? Our domain is indivisible from the destiny of our guests. Nothing meaningless happens in this room. Which can only mean that the fate of our visitor just now will be...
Margaret?
Pardon. I spoke out of turn. We are only allowed to watch over and assist those guests who are bound by the terms of the contract.
Indeed.
So, the young man Yu Narukami is tied to our recent guest's fate. I wonder what fate, or rather, encounter will await him. You, Narukami. Now that's a guest who never ceases to amaze.
Oh yes, I got first-hand experience in that, Margaret said under her breath. So, mysterious visitor has been to the Velvet Room. And Igor, is apparently, like, gone through reverse puberty or something. It's interesting. It's May 5th, the day after we saw Labrys and the Shadow Operatives off, so it's literally just the next day. Okay, good to know. We're in the corner of the chaotic as usual Junes food court.
This was gonna happen.
Well, your hunch isn't getting us anywhere. What are we supposed to do? There's not a single open seat.
That's just how it goes at Junes during Golden Week. And on Children's Day at that. If it wasn't this busy, we'd be out of business by now.
Today's Children's Day?
Man, pay attention, you. Nanako's gonna be so disappointed in you.
I should have brought Nanako.
That's what you're worried about?
Yeah, he's the most thoughtful dude. Watching the kids run around, I think back to Nanako's face when I told her I'd be going out. She looked like she wanted to say something. I feel bad I didn't ask her about it. But given what we came to talk about, I couldn't take her with me. I wonder if she's watching TV alone now, like she usually does. And everybody felt sad.
Yo, Senpai! I got us some seats.
I scared off all these wimps who
good
were over
job,
here at this
Kanji.
table.
That's pretty impressive, Kanji. Especially for you.
Damn it, Ted. Leave the especially for you part out next time.
All right, break it up. No fighting, guys.
So Troy Baker's no longer doing the voice of Kanji in this one, I don't think.
Let's go, Yukun.
You guys sounds basically exactly the
Right.
same, though. With Yukiko spurring us on, we move to the seats Kanji saved. There's a table for 4 with 6 chairs he found somewhere. After waiting for everyone to be seated, Yosuke clears his throat as if to drive away all the noise.
So it's a great day out and,
Yosuke, you're useless.
Dude, I don't think this is the time for that.
You're completely
well,
useless.
how else should I start off? Look at the size of this crowd.
I'd say I made the right call showing up like this.
No kidding,
If I
Teddy.
came in my usual costume, the little kids would be swarming my adorable bod. I'd be mobbed.
We could use you as a distraction. You could lure all the kids away and we could have privacy.
Oh yes, I've seen how the children tear off your fur from time to time.
Wow! Are you being nice to me, Yuki-chan? Has our love finally blossomed?
I'm not sure that qualifies as being nice, Teddy,
Of
but
course
whatever
it
you want to
hasn't.
think.
Shot
Of
down
course
as
it hasn't.
always.
It's because you never learn.
Well, let's get down to business. We didn't get to talk much yesterday after all.
I nod to Chie. We gathered here yesterday after seeing Labrys off, but there wasn't time to calm down and talk about what happened. Yeah, crazy robot encounters in demon worlds can excite people. In the end, we agreed to leave the details to tomorrow, which is today.
Let's start the investigation team meeting anyway.
Yeah, though we are missing 2 people.
It's
Are
just
we?
not the same without our full roster of pretty girls. Oh, not only Rise-chan, but Nao-chan couldn't be here either.
Yeah, Naoto-chan's off being
It's
a
not like the other
badass.
day, where we just lost contact with Rise.
She seems really busy. She said she had work during the holidays too.
She's a professional.
At least we
You
got
guys
to
are all
talk
just
to
in
her
high
yesterday.
school. She has a job.
Yeah, Nato-kun's job is keeping her busy too. I guess it's the same old for them.
Naoto-kun knew things about what happened that not even we did. Apparently, she knew about Mitsuru-san and her friends from the start.
Thanks to her, though, we got some good information.
Well then, let's get everyone up to speed on what happened using that info.
Oh, I can't. These meetings always go so well without Naoto. We always learn so much about the mysteries of the world. Okay, investigation music? Yosuke's right. So much happened these past few days that none of us has a good grasp on it all. We need to sort through what we've learned again.
What
Play
was
the-
it that started it?
Yes! Nice.
Midnight Channel again, I guess.
Yep, seems that way,
I thought I was
Kanji.
dreaming for a good chunk of it, so it's not really hitting me.
Yeah, your story was kind of useless in the last one. The Midnight Channel, that TV world we helped to restore peace in, it ended up being used by someone else in the Labrys incident. Labrys is the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, a girl with a mechanical body, who was stolen from the Kirijo Group, one of Japan's biggest conglomerates. Someone threw her in the TV world. Gotta watch out for that. You gotta watch out for people throwing you in a TV, kids. It's dangerous out there when you're a robot lady with a giant axe. Don't talk to strangers. But Labrys faced her other suppressed self there, and by accepting it, she awoke to her persona. That mostly wrapped things up. However...
So who exactly was it that put Labrys inside the TV? And why?
At first, I thought the culprit was jealous of my popularity and tried to break us friends up.
But that wasn't it. Their goal was to disrupt our hearts by making us fight each other, and then steal our personas after they returned to being shadows.
Naoto said as much too.
I don't know. Turning them back to shadows and stealing them. That doesn't sound like something just anyone could pull off.
Maybe not, but we know for certain that the culprit was using that method to try and gather powerful shadows.
Gathering shadows, huh? That's definitely not something any normal person would do.
I'm not sure how you'd control the shadows of people like that. Whatever, I'm sure the game will explain it. The atmosphere darkens after Yosuke's remark. During the silence, I recall the events leading up to yesterday. Man, why did I even bother recapping? Silly me, I should have known. We had once again entered the TV world to figure out why the Midnight Channel was broadcasting again. What we found there was a strange tournament called the P1 Grand Prix. At the heart of it was Labrys. Is you! Objection! I mixed Layton and Phoenix right there on accident. Let's see. Having gone through severe trials as a weapon with a heart, she gave birth to her shadow, a suppressed version of herself, which twisted her dream of wanting to be a normal schoolgirl. It all resulted in the P1 Grand Prix, designed to pit people against their friends. Basically a manifestation of her own self-loathing, because persona. After we entered the TV, we got wrapped up in the battle just like Labrys' shadow planned, and we were forced to fight one another. But we also met members of the mysterious organization known as the Shadow Operatives, who were in search of Labrys and their leader Mitsuru Kirijo, who's CEO of the Kirijo Group. It was with their help that we conquered the tournament. They were using the power of personas before we were. It was reassuring in a way to meet people who dealt with the shadows day in and day out. Like you guys will, I'm sure. By the time of Persona 5, I'm sure these guys are going to be professional shadow fighters. But the case isn't over yet. We couldn't find out why the culprit put Labrys into the TV to begin with. We don't even know who did it. Mitsuru-san and her people seemed to have some idea, but that doesn't mean we can ignore what happened in our town. So we made the decision. I like how you refer to it as our town. I don't know, it's just a good small touch that he's like, that's, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so we made the decision to investigate the case on our own, too.
That reminds me. How are things inside the TV?
Has anybody, like, what, how, who would go, we've only, I couldn't even get that out. It's only been one day. Why would we have bothered to go back inside the TV and investigate? Yeah, if we settled the first case, the TV turned into a beautiful place, but it wasn't that way anymore during the P1 Grand Prix. Yeah, could somebody explain that, please? Because that was an issue with the first game. I wonder what happened there after we saved Labrys.
It should go back to normal eventually, but the P1 Grand Prix had such an effect that it's still noisy there.
Yeah, I don't understand. Whatever.
Huh? But what? Quit mumbling and just spit it out.
It's hard to say for sure, but I sense these weird presences. They feel kind of like shadows, but not really.
Interesting.
Weird presences? You mean there's something strange in there?
No. There's something strange in the TV world? Yosuke, calm down.
I don't really know.
What could it be? The culprit, maybe?
Maybe, but maybe not.
We all look at each other after hearing Teddy's evasive answer. If something's in the TV world, it can only be a shadow. Someone besides us. Someone besides us who knows about that world, or someone who can use a persona.
Huh? How would that make sense? The culprit wasn't a persona user, right?
Wait, did we establish that? I don't remember.
He did say that he used Labrys because he couldn't enter the TV world himself.
Right, I remember that now. Okay, thank you, Yukiko. You're always here to help a guy out. That's right. Only people who can enter the TV world are Persona users, or people who are forced in there by Persona users. For a normal person to get in, they would have to enter alongside a Persona user. There you go, game beating me to it, just taking the words right out of my mouth. If someone doesn't have a Persona falls in, for whatever reason, they're in serious danger. Either the shadows already dwelling there on their own... Wait, hold on. Either the shadows already dwelling there or their own shadow might end up killing them.
So, wouldn't that mean this weird thing Ted's talking about can't be our bad guy? Or
Who knows?
maybe the culprit can shove people into a TV even though he's not a Persona user.
See the cogs turning in Kanji's head right now. I can understand Kanji's doubts, but unfortunately we don't have enough information right now to say either way.
There's one more thing that bothers me.
Oh, what could it be,
What is
you?
it?
It's something Naoto said.
Tell everyone what Naoto left me with yesterday. She said that when Mitsuru-san's plane was hijacked as a diversion from Labrys's kidnapping, the hijackers had no memory of their actions. They might have been brainwashed or hypnotized, but either way, it couldn't have been done by a normal person.
There's so much we don't know.
Yeah, that basically sums up our entire lives. Or the lives of the
No
people in
matter
these
what the
games,
culprit
anyway.
was trying to do, if he was after us in the TV world, I doubt this case will wrap itself up.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Oh, then does that mean...
Too bad for Mitsuru-san, but we're gonna ignore her request not to get involved.
Weren't we already doing that by having this meeting and discussing it and calling it... Never, whatever, let's go. Let's go. I'm up, I'm down. Solving mysteries. Let's do it. When Mitsuru-san and her people left, they told us not to get involved any further with this case. We knew why they said that, of course. They were worried about our safety. Still, we are the toughest dudes.
So the investigation team's back in business.
We were here on an
Yep.
investigation team meeting,
We're a little
nerd.
bad doing this to Mitsuru-san, but we can't just leave this be. We can
We're not
fight
doing
too.
anything to her.
And heck, this is our town, so it's practically our duty to do this.
I mean, we're pretty much the neighborhood watch. She can't tell us what to do.
I'm in too. After all, I am Labby-chan's knight. Plus, I can't sit on the sidelines after seeing what this culprit did to my world. It had gotten so peaceful thanks to you guys.
I knew they felt this way, but I nod firmly after seeing everyone in agreement.
So it's decided.
Mm-hmm. We have to return the favor of getting stuck with those strange epithets, too.
Everyone looks away briefly after hearing this. Those nonsense nicknames that got broadcast during the P1 Grand Prix made no small stir in our daily lives. Although personally...
Thinking about that makes me so mad. What was that carnivore whose discarded womanhood stuff all about?
You mean that accurate statement about your
I
personality?
can swear people cross the street now when they see me.
Really? I was actually pretty impressed.
Huh? Is that how you think of me, Yuka?
Oh yeah, baby.
No, that's not what I meant.
That reminds me. You seem to like that Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel nickname.
I like the back half of it, not the front.
Did he?
Sensei, have you awakened to a new name? Should I call you Kingpin from now on?
Yes, you should absolutely call me Kingpin. We have upgraded from Investigation Team to Investigation Zaibatsu. I wonder if it's just my imagination that what Yosuke said just now hurt worse than my nickname. All I meant was that none of those nicknames weren't that bad. No, those nicknames weren't that bad. This is what happens when I speed read. Still, I admit I was honestly impressed with how precise each of those taunts were in striking at each of our hang-ups.
This sure has turned out to be some Golden Week.
That's what I'm
Time to
saying!
come see us, too.
Yeah, it's a good thing that he's here so we can go fight monsters together. This is the best Golden Week ever.
No kidding. Shit got stirred up the day you came back. Like someone planned it that way.
Everyone nods at Kanji's words. Everyone except Yosuke. Unlike the others, he just shoots me a slightly bleak glance. I know what it means, but I'll let him say it.
That actually does still bother me a bit.
What do you mean?
Oh, I guess the timing? It's like whoever did this was waiting for you to come back.
I agree with him. The incident with Labrys happened right when I returned to Inaba for Golden Week. It was timed as if whoever set this up was just waiting for me to get back
Well,
in town.
I guess there's no need to think about that now. Oh yeah, where's Marie-chan?
She's off giving the weather report, I
She's
imagine.
elusive as always. It looked like she was buying something at Sozai Daigaku the other day.
What? Nobody told Emi-chan that Sensei was visiting?
Well, it is Marie-chan we're talking about. I'm sure she's noticed that Yukun's back.
I'm sure she probably knew before you knew. Marie, she was another one involved in the first case we solved here in Inaba. Saying she was involved is a bit of an understatement, but whatever. We helped her regain her lost memories, and she now protects this town as a minor goddess who supports the townspeople here.
Huh? Then, why hasn't she shown up? I mean, if she knew that Senpai's back, you'd think she'd be the first to show.
I guess, okay, not to stop it. I find it funny that this is the type of series where we can casually drop a statement like, and now she's become a minor goddess who protects this town. It's great. It's cool. You know, okay, moving on. So, yeah, I had pretty good steak for lunch. What about you guys? Uh-oh. Marie?
Where'd that lightning come from all of a sudden?
Marie, why'd you do that?
Oh, look at those insane rain clouds. It's gonna start pouring soon for sure.
Uh-oh. That's when I noticed that the thick crowd of customers here has gotten pretty sparse. As if following the families hurrying back inside, we also got up
Jeez,
from our
the weather
seats.
report has been way off the mark lately.
Oh, so I guess she's not doing the weather yet. Ooh,
Sorry,
look at that. That's
Kazuma.
a jazzy bebopping little prompt there.
Oh, Kase-san.
We move away from Yukiko to give her a little space to talk. Hey, you know what? We're all in a big group. Yukiko can move away from
That
us,
reminds me,
alright?
Labrys is a robot, right? Would she rust if she got caught out in the rain?
That is a good question, Kanji. Seems like that would be a major downside to robotic combat
Nah, I
units.
doubt it. The Kirijo group developed her after all, and they wouldn't be that cheap.
Mid-chan's group sure is amazing. Her stuff is way better than Junes brand electronics.
Shut up! Don't go dissing your own employer.
As Yosuke and Teddy snipe at each other, Chie glances up at the cloudy sky. When she notices me looking at her, she shakes her head, telling me
Labrys
not to
is with
worry.
Mitsuru-san and her friends, right? I wonder how she's doing.
After the P1 Grand Prix, Labrys joined Mitsuru-san's Shadow Operatives, since she has a persona now, and also a giant axe and a jetpack, but persona is the main reason. But she has a giant axe and a jetpack. Did you guys know that she has a giant axe and a jetpack? It's pretty cool. Even as we speak, she and her companions are probably chasing the culprit who threw her into the TV.
Don't worry, I'm sure she's doing fine. If all goes well, we'll see her again in no time.
Yeah, since we made our decision to stick our noses into this case, that means we're after the same thing Labrys and the Shadow Operatives are. It seems possible that we might meet up with Labrys again somewhere soon. Then again, we're doing this without Mitsuru-san's permission, so can't say I'm eager to
Yeah,
run
you're
into
right.
them.
Man, I should stop being such a worrywart.
Hey, looks like Yukiko-senpai's off the phone.
Oh, welcome back, Yukiko. What was the call about?
It was the inn. It seems a group of our guests is still out. We didn't have any umbrellas ready for them, so I think a lot of them will come back drenched. Sorry, I have to go back for a bit.
Yeah,
oh,
go, you
right.
got work.
I forgot this is a busy time for the Amagi Inn, too.
Actually, shouldn't we be heading home ourselves? Ugh, if this keeps up, I bet it'll keep raining into the night.
Uh-oh, that means midnight channel shenanigans
Raining,
will
huh?
occur.
That thing's not gonna come on again, is it?
Who knows these things? Everyone turns around at Yosuke's words. He says, that thing, but we all know what he means. He's talking about the Midnight Channel, which came on at midnight on a rainy day. The weather was just like this during the incident with Labrys too, and as if to break the silence, we hear another roll of thunder, closer than the one a moment ago. There we
In
go. I
any
thought they were going to
case,
cheap
let's
out on
meet
the
up
thunder
again
sound
tomorrow
effect for
to
a
check
second
up
there.
on the TV world.
Okay, I'll see you all here tomorrow, and I'll make sure to let Rise-chan know too.
Yeah, please do
I'll
that.
call up Nado-kun, though I don't know yet if she'll be able to make it.
Cool deal. Well, see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, not to, you know, say that anybody here is not valuable in a fight or something, because obviously everybody has their, you know, combat prowess and skills and stuff, but we could really use Naoto because she has a gun. Guns are useful. We hastily end the investigation team meeting before it starts raining. As I see Yosuke starting to leave after everybody else, I ask him about the issue he raised earlier.
What do you think, Yosuke, about the timing of all of this?
Oh, that. I don't know, I might be overthinking this, but if the culprit happens to know you, would that give some hint of who it might be?
Might be my parents who went away to America for a whole year. Probably not, though. It was an understandable question, but I can't help but look askance at him. That's probably not how you pronounce that. If the culprit had investigated me, of course he'd know something about me. Wait, hold on, yeah, okay. If the culprit had investigated me, of course he'd know something about me, but not my plan to stay in Inaba during Golden Week. Why not? If you listened down on any of your phone calls, you could figure that out. It'd have to be a person who knows me, plus knew I was coming here during the break. Is there anyone who'd know that?
Is it possible that it could be Adachi?
That's a valid question.
Adachi-san?
This time, I'm caught completely off guard, and all I can do is dully repeat the question. Toro Adachi, the man who was arrested in the Midnight Channel murders. He should be in police custody now. Which is ironic, since he used to work for my uncle as a police detective in Inaba Station. We do have quite the history, so obviously he knows about me, and I can't rule out that Dojima-san might have told Adachi-san about my vacation plans.
No, it wouldn't be him. He has a persona.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't
point.
think about that. Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to weird you out.
Yosuke's tone is apologetic, and he scratches his head. Like, I mean, this already isn't Adachi's MO, but, like, yeah, I didn't even think about him without having a persona, so yeah, he can't be our guy. Let's see. But really, I should be the one apologizing. I didn't just deny that it could have been Adachi because he's a persona user. The real reason is that deep down I trusted what Adachi-san said about abiding by the rules of this world. But if it's not him, then who? The gray clouds filled the sky over our heads, mirroring the confused anxiety we shared. Oh. And we fade out